Welcome everyone, my name is Echo, and you've been requesting that we check out the custom Enchants add-on. This was created by Chunk Labs. Priced at 660 Minecoins, which is £3.29, this add-on is $4. Tired of the same old boring enchantments? Level up your favorite weapons, tools, and armor from any map or add-on. Enchant anything you want. Shoot lightning, reflect arrows, steal HP, and so much more. 80 plus unique enchantments, mix abilities and special effects to create the ultimate gear, enchant custom items from any add-on or world, and it works in creative mode. So 80 brand new enchantments to add to your Minecraft experience. Recently, we have checked out a lot of enchantment related add-ons. Let's see how this one compares to the other ones. The file size of this add-on is 1 megabyte. So today's add-on has a lot of content available. I'll put some timestamps on today's video to make things much easier for you. Now, once you do have this installed in your newer pre-existing world, you are going to be given a guidebook. Now, open this. It explains the quick start, enchanting, and enchantment list. When you open this for the first time, they'll have a little new icon. I would recommend reading the information. In the About section, it explains how you can get in contact with the creators. Unfortunately, though, it doesn't look like they have an active Discord. Let's hope in the future they can add one. So let's get started with the basics. In the quick start section, it says crafting a book table. This guide will take you through the basics of crafting custom enchantment books and using them to enchant items. Now, the first thing you need to do here is make their custom enchantment table. Now, in chat, it does say there is a small chance a mob will drop an enchanted book. So if you manage to kill a mob, whether it be a zombie, a husk, a skeleton, etc., they have the chance of dropping one of these custom books. Anyway, the recipe for this was a little bit unusual. You are going to need an enchantment table, diamonds, emeralds, iron, and gold ingots. You're then going to need 4 books. Open up your crafting table. If you don't see it, tap on craftable, and you're making this. Now, it works very differently because when you open this, you'll see we have the writing table. Now, if you do go ahead and tap on all, you can see all of the available books. So it kind of works like an enchantment table, but also a crafting table. And the way you enchant things in this is very different compared to any other add-on we've checked out before. I'm not sure if I like it. Maybe you guys can decide after watching today's video. As for the rest of the basic information, it basically explains what I've just explained to you. Place down the book table. You interact like a normal crafting table. A little bit further down, it then says to use a enchantment book. You do not use an anvil. Instead, you interact with the enchantment book, which allows you to then enter the enchanting mode. Now, I'm not going to show you how to make every single enchantment. If you want to make them, open up this and you can tap on a specific category. Now, one thing I will say is that the recipes are all going to be the same apart from these 2 materials. So you're going to need a lot of lapis blocks and you're going to need a lot of books. So if we scroll down, it doesn't matter which one you're making. You can see only 2 items inside of here are changing at all. But let's go ahead and actually enchant an item. So we're going to do this with a diamond sword and a diamond axe. Open this up, tap on craftable, and we have the power to make void strike or a basic guidebook if you needed to. We're going to make this. Now, as you guys know, you typically grab the book, put it inside of an anvil, and combine it that way. No, the way this works is if you are grabbing something that can be enchanted on a diamond sword, then what you do is you tap on this. It will make this crazy sounds like witchcraft, and then you tap on the item that you want to confirm. Now, you're going to need a lot of levels to do this, by the way. Now, one thing you'll notice is it also says Unbreaking 0. So, from my understanding, the reason why this says Unbreaking 0 is because the add-on partners don't have the ability to modify enchantments so they have the glint. As you guys know, if you have a normal enchantment in Minecraft, it's glowing, right? A lot of the add-ons that we've checked out that have been for custom weapons and enchantments haven't been glowing. So they've done Unbreaking 0 to basically explain that this is enchanted. And you can see here, this has a custom enchantment, which is the Void Strike. This is a really good way Unbreaking 0 doesn't mean anything at all. Hopefully, they do get the power to alter this in the future. But let's go to the enchanting area. I've basically just explained how this works. It can be done for weapons, armors, tools, and a bunch more things. I didn't notice anything for a bow, but I am guessing a bunch of these enchantments can be done on a bow. And as the creators have outlined, this does work with other add-ons. So if you find a really cool swords add-on, weapons add-on, these can be applied to them as well. Now, according to the guidebook, if you grab yourself 1 obsidian, 1 book, open up this table, you can create the Disenchanter book. Then you tap on this, and it's going to disenchant it, I believe? Yes. For some reason, though, you do keep the Unbreaking 0, but the custom enchantment has now gone. So let's check out a bunch of these enchantments. I wanted to start with the weapons, then armor, tools, cosmetic, and potions. So if we go to the weapons section and scroll down, we're going to start with Void Strike, Frostbite, and Thunderbolt. Gives you a chance to pierce armor and deal extra damage. Now, this will work if you're fighting against your friends. So if you wanted to use this for PvP reasons, fantastic. Frostbite gives you a chance to slow down enemies while dealing damage. Thunderbolt gives you a chance to cause a lightning strike on an enemy or a mob. So again, I'm not going to go ahead and show you guys how to enchant them all because it gets incredibly loud. But I did go ahead and individually try a whole bunch of different weapons, typically swords on this occasion. So we have Void, Frostbite, and Thunderbolt. So this is perfect. We found ourselves a husk that does have armor on, and apparently we can pierce this. Now, the only thing I'm going to tell you here is that it doesn't have custom sounds, so I don't actually know which one is activated. But what I will tell you is that with something like this, they do have custom particles that you will be able to see on occasions. But we'll see here. So this one is Frostbite. We're not seeing the custom particles on this. But I'll try it with like a pillager as well. Let's see if we can get any of these custom particles to show up. Come on. Wow. Nothing custom there. It must be a rarity. Also, if you're wondering if you can do these like twice. So for example, if I was to go ahead and try and do this again, it looks like they all only have level 1. And to cancel it, you can just go ahead and crouch and it will get rid of the enchanting sounds. So it doesn't look like you can stack these enchantments. There we go. I finally got it on the Iron Golem. You can see the particles, but the rarity chances are quite low. Your RNG chances of getting these enchantments that actually work are very, very low, especially something like the Thunderbolts. So again, I'm gonna this could be an easy one to try, actually. There we go, because it's a big one. The bigger ones are a lot easier to attack. This one's frozen with the Frostbite. We did manage to get it struck by lightning there. And then I know I'm going to get other questions from you saying, hey, Echo, can you still enchant these if they've been enchanted? Unfortunately not. So there is a few limitations with this from my testing. The next enchantments we have are going to be Lifesteal, Dash, and Gale Force. All of the information regarding these can be discovered inside of here. So this would be gives you a chance to heal the player when dealing damage. This one is going to give you the chance to dash, and this one is going to give you a chance to knock back enemies. So again, I think because it's RNG, let's try it. I'm going to take some damage. Let's do it. Hit me. Hit me again. I need something a little bit stronger here. We'll grab a couple of different mobs. Trying to keep an eye on my hearts. Probably not the... There we go. We stole it just in time. There's the dashing ability there. And then we have this one, which kind of did set off a firework there. Hold on. Let's just read the Gale Force one more time on this occasion. Gives you a chance to do knockback. I mean, I need something a little bit bigger, but you can you knock back an Iron Golem? I don't think you can, so I'd have to try with something like this. Without trying to kill them. You see this? Oh, there we go. There we go. Perfect. It just didn't work on the Ravager because he's incredibly big. I know I'm going to get another question saying, hey, Echo, can you combine multiple on one? Let's try it. Hold on. Oh, we need levels on this occasion. So we'll do activates. Yes, you can. So you could go fully maxed out with one particular swords. Something along them lines if you wanted to. That's pretty cool. / give at P a bow. I want to try a bow on this occasion. So we'll grab like these. Curious if it'll work. Yes. It does. So yeah, you could combine these. I think certain enchantments are going to be so much better on specific weapons. So we have Nether Warding, Multi-Kill, Withering, and Inferno. I think Inferno is obviously going to give you a slight chance to set them on fire. Let's just double clarify with this one. So it gives you a chance to reflect damage back to the attacker, gives you a chance to deal more damage to multiple enemies, gives you a chance to wither the enemies, and then obviously set them on fire. So yeah, a lot of them are quite standard. Again, the best way to try this is going to be with more of these. So this is going to be multi. There you go. There you go. You can see the guy to my left is taking more damage. Honestly, attacking these first is a much better way to do it. So multi is fine. I also tried it with this as well. Okay, he's dead. And then we have... Wait. Which one's this one? So this is Nether. The chance to inflict... Hold on. I'm trying it. I'm trying to get some kind of damage on him. They're a perfect one to test, but it just doesn't happen all the time. Obviously set on fire. Slightly slower. Pretty standard. This one is multi, and this one is withering. I don't think the withering kicked in there. So again, we're going to have to try this. Let's try withering against Ravager. So they can't... There you go. There you go. It did have the particles, though. Doesn't look like it lasts for a very long time if you do manage to hit them, though. The next sets are going to be Venom, Hex, Eclipse, Sunfire, and Echo Strike. Let's read the details behind these ones. So Venom gives a chance to poison. Hex gives a chance to curse them. Eclipse gives you increased damage during the night, chance to blind enemies. Sunfire gives you increased damage during the day, chance to burn enemies. Echo Strike gives you a chance to deal damage to enemies later on. I'm not quite sure about that and what that actually means on this occasion. So we'll start with like a couple of these here. So we have obviously the ability to poison. Not going to work on a husk very clearly. Oh, I forgot to have my armor on. So let's try a Ravager. Again, I'm trying to get the... There you go. You can kind of see the poison kicking in there. This is the Hex one, which we've just been messing around with, which is the curses. That kind of explains a little bit more. One of them's during the day, making me stronger, which I think it's this one. It is. This one's obviously going to be during nighttime. And then let's try this. Hold on. It's the Echo Strike. Doesn't lift me up, though. This doesn't lift me up. I'm kind of immune to being lift up in the air. Come on. Try and get him. I don't want to die here. It's too many slimes. It's too many slimes. Try and get him with this one because, again, during the day. So it's going to be reversed. The night one will be good during the night. The last 5. Bolt Flurry gives a chance to absorb arrow damage and shoot it back. Swift Strike gives you a chance to receive speed boost when dealing damage. Momentum gives you a chance to deal more damage the more you attack. And Smoke Screen gives you a chance to summon a smoke screen when hit. Gives you a chance to deal more damage to skeletal enemies, which is the Bone Breaker. So what we'll do is we'll / summon a Wither skeleton on this occasion. Try this 1, 2, and 3. Let's see if we can kind of beat that. 1 and 2 and 3 seems to be the occasion of just a couple of strikes. Apparently some of these, the more damage I deal... Is it this one? Maybe it's this one. I'm trying to get away from him real quick. Which one is it? Momentum, Smoke Screen. Let's try Smoke Screen. There you go. Meant to be a distraction. But when I take damage, I can obviously inflict more with some of these as well. So some of them are pretty standard ones that you see quite regularly. Swift Strike. Let's try this. Just want to hit him as well. You end up with a speed boost slightly. Obviously, you could then go ahead and try this. Yeah, I mean, combined, they all make sense individually, and they're not amazing on their own. Let's move on to the armor enchantments. There are 16 different ones. The first one is Adrenaline. Gives you a chance to receive a speed boost when hit. Spiked armor. Enemies get slowed down when hitting you. Flight gives you the option to receive a jump boost. So a lot of these, and I'm going to put them all on here just to kind of see what happens. So 3 at a time. So we'll start with the... Oh, I've got a full armor set on here. We don't need this. We'll start with Adrenaline. I'll put spiked on in just a second, but we can have a chance of, when we take damage, we have a speed boost here. So this is kind of a way to get away. The spike one to me, which I think is, hold on, this one, basically can kind of act like thorns, is the way that I would see it. It's the way I would see it anyway. Come on, hit me again. Some of them I can't really... I think maybe that's what it does. Spikes them and slows them down a little bit more. The next one we have here, this one is going to be Vitality. Let's read the info behind this. So this one gives the chance to have a health boost. Now, Dune Walker, I couldn't get Dune Walker to work. I tried it on boots. Basically, it's meant to make you move faster on sand and stuff. So we have Vitality activated. I don't even get a health boost with this. Okay, so we got the jump boost a little bit there. So I wonder if we try the Doom Walker. For the Doom Walker to work, we need to obviously find sand and desert. But I try... Oh, there you go. Now it's working. Okay, yeah. So maybe it's just a rarity. It doesn't always happen. But if you're running across sand or you're running across gravel, you can move slightly faster. So it would be a great way to travel across a desert, for example, or a badlands. So I just want to go through all of these. Lava Walker turns lava into obsidian. The Buoyancy goes faster in water. Soul wards lower damage from undead enemies. And Ghastly, lower damage from nether enemies. So I kind of messed this one up a little bit here. I filled it all in, but then again, it kind of still slightly set me on fire. I think this is going to be good for scaling across the nether, of course. And then we have the Buoyancy, which is going to be separate boots on this occasion. I don't think you can walk on water. We have Frost Walker for that. But it gives you a speed boost. So you're meant to be able to move a little bit faster. Now, let's go ahead and summon another Wither Skeleton here. So we'll summon a Wither Skeleton, see how much damage it does to us. Half a heart's worth of damage. Basically, the Ghastly means nether-based mobs are going to do less damage. So it shouldn't be too powerful. / summon. Let's summon a brute. How much damage he does? Only 1. So it's still strong, but obviously not as strong if you have some of the nether enchantments on. I kind of like that. I do like biome-specific enchantments in Minecraft. The next 4 is going to be Illumination. At nighttime, it illuminates the area around you. Lifeline, Hungerless, and Shallow Strider. So Hungerless, I think, means that you are less hungry all of the time. Lifeline gives you a chance to receive health boost when low on health, breaks after use. And Shallow Strider, speed boost in water, lower than 1 block. Okay, so that makes kind of sense there. Let's put a couple of these on. So we'll put Lifeline on. I can't put these on. It's probably best to have like mix and match with some of these ones, I think. Try this. So Illuminate. So we do / time set and we do midnight here. And we just move. The dynamic light should technically follow us here. How this one's meant to work, I believe. Well, this area is pretty lit up anyway. But if I'm low, then I'm not meant to take as much damage with the Lifeline one. Hungerless means we shouldn't get as hungry as fast. So I wonder how that would work with the hunger effect. I think these are things that you would appreciate over a period of time, rather than me being able to show you guys this stuff straight away. Although, look at the latency on this. So yeah, I had to do a quick world restart, but things seem to now be working correctly. I have taken off those armors, so let's grab the remaining ones. And let's see what these ones can actually do. So the final 3 enchantments are Grass Walker, regenerate health when walking on grass. Crouch to block incoming damage is Bulwark, and heavy plating is lowers knockback on you. So let's go ahead and see what we have on. We've got this and we've got this. So walking on grass is going to heal me. If we were to summon something like this, we crouch, we don't take incoming damage. It's basically like you've got a shield. That's pretty cool. That one seems to be less percentage related and just makes you very, very strong. So now we step away from the armors and the weapons and we move into more tool related things. The first one we have here is going to be pretty standard. It's your vein miner. You've seen this plenty of times in many different add-ons. This one's going to be Precision Strike. So if we open up the list, tap on tools, It says higher mining speed when hitting the same block. It then also has the root cleaver, which is going to be chance to receive a speed boost when breaking trees. So we'll get into that one in just a second. But apparently if you're hitting the same block, you can end up with haste. So it pays to break things if you're doing stone, for example. But look how fast this gets. Oh, wow. So the more you do it, the better it is. I mean, I wonder if you could combine this with a vein miner. Should we try this? I think combine with... Okay, we got no XP. Let's get some XP. Let's try this. I don't think it works with vein miner. No, vein miner just doesn't seem to work with the deep slate layers. Or the nether related ones. So yeah, definitely found a couple of limitations within this add-on. So as long as you are chopping down a tree, you can end up with a speed boost. Apparently, with this one. It doesn't seem to be a common thing. So you might have to do this on multiple occasions. I don't mind the RNG chance ones, but for me personally, I'm not a big fan of... Oh, yeah, you might get this to work or you might not, especially if you were in like an important situation. Double harvest. I think this is meant to give you more bang for your buck on the harvest. Let's check. Okay, let's just double check here what this one is actually meant to do, because I think this might be one of the only hoe-related ones. Double harvest, a chance to receive double the drops by harvesting. Okay, then we have fragment collector, larger pickup radius. So I don't quite know how that one would work. Larger pickup radius. I'm not sure. Is it a crouch to activate? And to pick things up in a larger radius? I'm not sure with this one, to be honest. I'm not sure. Unless it's meant to be like the stone ones. Let's try. Or like anything like this. I thought it might be like a magnet one that automatically just goes inside of your inventory. So I'm not entirely sure about that one. Apologies. An aqua efficiency basically works like the helmet, where you can mine a lot quicker underwater. We have Nature's Bounty, Soft Touch, and Reclamation. These are the final tool ones inside of here. So if we scroll to the bottom, it says chance to receive extra drops when breaking leaves. Certain blocks drop themselves when broken. Holds while holding shift. Auto smelt ores when mining. So this one should be pretty standard with this one. Doesn't seem to work with the deep slate layers, though, guys. As I said, let's try. We've got one of these left. Yeah, that one works. The deep slate doesn't work in this one. Apparently, this gives you a chance to drop the block or something. Is that what that one's meant to do? Doesn't it drop it anyway with shears? I'm not entirely sure. And then this one is soft touch. Hold on, I'm going to have to read the information behind these two one more time. There's just so many different enchantments to take into consideration. Certain blocks drop themselves when broken while holding shift. And shears, chance to drop extra. Ah, you get extra when breaking, apparently. Okay. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm not sure with that one. Didn't really provide anything extra. I'm not sure. Apparently shift can cause blocks to break or something along those lines. I apologize, guys. Some of this stuff is very vague for me to understand. Now we get into the cosmetic related things. Now, all of these are pure and simply cosmetic. You can see when I'm holding them, some of them have different kind of effects, right? You can see it when I'm taking them off here. So if we put these on, this one's going to be hearts. The next one, this one's going to be like sparkles. Kind of see like the sparkly effect. This one's going to be, what's this? Rainbow. So this one's going to be another sparkly one. Glitter. This one's going to be explosions. Explosiveness. This next one's going to be like smoke rings. So if you like decorative related stuff, then you might enjoy this. We'll take this one off as well. It does work for different armors as well. It doesn't just have to be on your chest plate. I just like to mess around with the chest plate quite a bit. So boots. We have boots, helmets. Can you have more than one going on at the same time? Yes, we can. So we've got like the crazy ones at the top. The bubble ones I kind of like. So the bubble ones coming from the chest plate, and snowfall would be from the boots. Very subtly. The next one here is going to be experiencing, like you're leveling up. This one's going to be lava drip. Also pretty cool. This one's also going to be water drip. Ah, okay. So this has happened now. I had this happen quite a bit with this add-on. Not being able to take stuff off. I cut a bunch of those out of the video, but I kind of wanted to explain. If this happens to you, I physically had to clear my whole entire inventory for this to work. It happened on numerous occasions. I know Bedrock has that as an issue, but I think this add-on kind of enhances the bug to happen more frequently. Let's grab a bunch of these. We've got, which one's this one? Slime. We have another type of drip effect going on. This is, I like that one actually. That one looks pretty cool. What's this one called? Lava bubble. I like that. Music. This one's like a soul effect. And this one is going to be waxing, like when you've waxed some of the blocks. Okay, final ones. Let's take this off. We can on this occasion. It works. This one, which one's this one? This one's going to be Sweet Tooth. This one is like a wither effect, inkness. And there should be a glowing ink version, I think, which is this one. This one's going to be fireworks. We then have, it's like a enchantness, and then whatever this one is, the shriek. Oh, I mean, that's kind of absurd. A little bit too much, in my opinion. The last ones will be potions. I think these are designed to give you special powers. Highness gives you a speed and increases how high you can jump. I don't know what just happened there, but it freaked out. Life Bloom, absorption. So I think this is where the powerful effects can kind of kick into place here, but we'll double check this. Yeah, so you can do it from by holding them. I think that's a little bit too overpowered. You can just hold them and get all of these effects. That just ruined this whole entire add-on for me. I liked a bunch of the enchantments, but I don't believe you should have. I don't know why add-on creators insist in doing this all the time. I mean, some people might like it. I think it should be optional, turned on and off. But that just definitely ruined a whole bunch of things for me, in my opinion. But they automatically just give you really powerful effects. Sometimes less is more, in my opinion. I don't think they needed that last section. There is some really positives with this add-on. The price is pretty good. There is some really cool enchantments. But for me, the other enchantments have a little bit more going on and feel a little bit more vanilla. If you're looking for more of that crazy experience and less of the survival enhancements, then you might enjoy this one. Overall, I hope today's video has helped you out.